Steve Post from Motor Racing Network here at the Racing Electronics booth number 4721 here at the PRI Show. Love the story of our next guest. Ron Capps is a three-time NHRA Funny Car Fuel Champ. But Ron, a year ago here, you were at the PRI Show. You were the reigning champ, and you you just announced you're going to form your own team with it. I can't imagine what a year has been to come back and then this year to win the championship again.
Well, being a PRI last year, my stomach was in a knot because it was literally making the announcement, having Catherine, who represented Napa Auto Parts, here with me at my side to make that announcement. So it was hard to keep it a secret that I was doing my own thing. It was out there a little bit, but when I finally got to formally just come out and say, okay, we're finally going to get to do this, was here a year ago, and it's nice to be back and not have the stomach turning as much. But to pull off what we did this year as a first-time owner is crazy. As you and I were just talking, it just doesn't, you can't script it. I mean, last year, like you said, to win the championship and to go into being a first-time owner, you can't script that, really, right, to take the number one into being a team owner on the car. So to get to do it back-to-back is nuts. When
was there a point in the season, when did you kind of be like, hey, this might just work out?
Well, like the kid you're just talking to, we don't have the luxury of having a bad corner or you miss a cushion one lap and you go, okay, I can make a better lap the next one, or you don't make a pass, So a lot of, and I love dirt race, but drag racers, it's everything at that moment, right? You step on the gas, you got 3.8 seconds, you can't think to yourself, I can do better this next time. It's all for nothing on that particular run. So it's fun now to look back at some of the major moments and major runs we made, but the Q4 run, the 383 that put us number one in Pomona on Saturday night, 337 mile an hour run, that put us over the threshold of where we could get to Robert Hight the next day on race day, and that run made it possible for us to be able to do what we did. And so I'd have to say that was probably the biggest moment of the season. And we had some great runs throughout the year, but that was probably, looking back now, the run that was the biggest for us.
Midway through the year, I think you were embraced by Team Toyota as well, and I saw you debuted a new body at Charlotte, I think the race in the spring. What is that like for a new team to have that major change as well?
That was another thing I had to keep secret.
Oh, okay, yeah.
we made the deal, and thank God they came on board. I pleaded with them. I knew I needed a good manufacturer, and I saw what Toyota's done throughout racing, really, but in drag racing. And I saw that GR Supra body when they debuted it. The day that I won the championship in 2001, they brought it out for the fans in Pomona, and I walked by it and went, oh my gosh, look at this thing. So to have them on board and to have to keep it a secret until Charlotte, and we finally got to make that announcement, it was just a fun year of little things like that. But debuting that was huge because we almost won the race, and then a couple races later went to Bristol and gave the GR Supra its first win. So Paul Dolezal and Andy Graves and all those guys at Toyota, that was big for us to get the first win for Toyota.
I just can't imagine what a whirlwind that is, for sure, when you look at it and kind of carrying on and going on with it as far as that goes. 5 wins this season and really, really strong. Actually, you did start off the season pretty well, though, at Pomona the first time, and only the 4th race at Vegas you scored a win. So you did get off to a fairly decent start.
Yeah, and the first race as a team owner, we qualified number 1, right, yeah, and went to the final and lost a close race to Robert Hight, but I thought, wow, I didn't expect to do that well that soon, and I thought, man, this is going to be a fun year. So that was a good precursor, I think, of things to come for our team. But listen, we have the same team. Guido, my crew chief, our team, we had won the championship in 2021 as our first time together. And Don Schumacher laid a bedrock of really good things for us to be able to use. Good equipment, good parts, and good people there. So I learned from the best. And working for Don the Snake Perdome for almost a decade, and having him call me weekly and checking on me and helping me was probably the coolest thing I could ever imagine.
Finally, PRI Show. Last year you talked about the nerves being here, announcing your deal, now coming back as a veteran owner, an owner for 365 days or so. What's the PRI Show like for you as an owner as you look to touch base with so many people?
It is a completely different show. I've been professional drag racer for 27 years, and I've always come like the SEMA show, right? You come here, and the PRI Show has always been work for me. It's always been, walk autographs and meet and greets and things like that for sponsors. But this is the first time as a team owner, and I got a totally different outlook. Now I'm saying thank you to a lot of these sponsors. I'm talking to people about maybe jumping on board next year. So it's a very new thing for me to walk around here. I feel like I've aged about 20 years in one day because I feel like I have this different mentality. I'm walking around with our team manager, and we're actually talking to sponsors for a very different reason than I'm used to as a paid driver all these years. So I love this place. If you haven't been at home and you've gone to SEMA like me for years, and I hadn't been to the PRI show until last year, but back when it was in Orlando, and I came last year and I was blown away. This is one of the coolest shows. If you're into racing, part of racing, you're a racer, you got to be here. It is a very, very cool show.
Here, it is good. Congratulations on a great year.
And MRN's here, right?
That's right, exactly, absolutely. Everyone's here.
Big deal.
Everyone's here. I don't know about that, but everyone is here. Congratulations. Thanks for stopping by the RE.
Thanks, man.
Here we go. The Funny Car champion for NHRA, Ron Capps.